It's that hate, boy.
My name is Didson. I'm a tattoo artist. I started tattooing when I was like 19 or 20 years old. It was back in 2010. And I'm born and raised in the south of Holland, Europe. As a kid, I used to draw every day. That was probably the only thing that I really paid attention to, and it was always my goal to get better and better in drawing. And I've been drawing for about, I think, 15 or 17 years every day. I was like the only kid that was into drawing, and later on my friends from back then, they took another direction, but I always stayed focused, and I always knew what I wanted, and I always knew where to go, so I always kept drawing and made my way in the art scene. Yeah, I used to give my drawings away to people so they could go to other tattoo shops to get it done, and after I saw the results, I always think they fucked up my drawing. So that was the moment when I started thinking like I could do better than them, and that's when I started tattooing. For almost like 5 years, I never had an apprenticeship or a teacher or a mentor who taught me to do it, so I had to figure it out all on my own. It was a long way. I made some mistakes and I made some beautiful pieces, so I'm still learning every day, and I think you never stop learning. I always need music around me when I'm drawing or tattooing, so I think music is still one of my biggest influence. And of course I'm inspired by other artists, but when I start drawing some designs or anything, I always try to lock myself in and really try to do my own thing and be creative. Yeah, in some way I think I already lived my dream. I already reached my goals, because the only thing that I ever wanted to reach was to do some cool tattoos, you know, even if it was just like names on people or just some stupid little smart tattoo. That was my dream, to do just that. And now it turned out a lot bigger and I do really big pieces, so I already reached what I wanted. I like to travel, and I like to go to tattoo conventions and to meet other people and see different styles of work. That really inspires me, and it really keeps me motivated when I take awards on tattoo conventions. So I think that's what I will be doing more in the future. I took some awards for black and gray, and realism, and lettering. I remember that my first tattoo convention ever, it was funny because I was in Frankfurt at a tattoo convention just to visit, and I met the Big Sleeps, who became a good friend of mine later. And 3 weeks later, I was doing my first tattoo convention in Eindhoven, and I was chatting with him on Facebook, and he said like, I can come with you and we can do the show together, you know. So we took a booth together. So my first convention, I was already working with someone I really looked up to for years. That was great, and that show I took my first award for black and gray. I've been drawing way too much in my life, man. I've been spending hours a day, maybe like 10 hours a day just drawing every single day. I think that makes tattooing a bit easier for me, because I have this background of drawing. I know how to set things up. My first tattoo, I did it on the 10th of December in 2010, and it was on my brother. It was a lettering piece on his inner arm, and he knew a lot of people, from this area, so I put a photo online after it, and from that moment I used to work at McDonald's back then, and I did the morning papers, so I had some fucked up jobs. But since I did that tattoo, I never went back to McDonald's, and I just started this thing. I'm not traveling too much right now because I'm busy in my studio, but it starts, yeah, because I did some conventions, and I sent like drawings to LA and to Chicago and New York because they wanted to have it. So that it starts, yeah. I will be traveling a lot more, doing more international tattoo conventions, and I will have a bigger team of artists working together in my studio. Yeah, that's my goal. I think too many people started tattooing without having any idea of what they're doing, so I think it's really important for artists and upcoming artists to stay original and try to create your own world and your own product, because there are too many copies these days and it's hard to be original, but I think only the strong will survive in the scene. You can find me on Instagram, it's at Didson, Didson, and on my Facebook account it's Didson Scripts, and I have a website, it's www.didson.com.